What's up, poker players? Hope you guys are out there making some deep runs and some tourneys and pulling in huge pots on the cash games. Finally made a final table in the OSS number 11 500 guaranteed hyper super mega stack. That is a long tournament name, but I'm sitting pretty good. Got a lot of chips. Let's look at the final table action. First hand of the final table, we have an all-in from the under the gun player who is about to get blinded out, so he jams all in, and we get a call from the button and the big blind, who then check it down, and the button wins with ace high, and one player is eliminated on the first hand. This hyper turbo is a crazy format for a tournament. It goes so quick. So we're down to 8 players. Blinds and antes are at 630,000. Our stack is 5.3 million, and we have 7 deuce to start it out. So we're gonna get rid of this one. We have an all-in again from a player who was about to get blinded out. Folds around to the small blind who makes a call with ace 10. We have king jack up against ace 10. Ace 10 again wins with ace high, and we're down to 7 players. 2 hands, 2 eliminations. Next hand is king 6 offsuit, and under the gun raises to 2x. Folds around to the hijack player who jams all in for 6.3 million. A lot of jamming going on in this hyper format, and the under the gun player makes a fold. The hijack player picks up a pot right there. Next hand we're looking at is ace 7 suited. We are in the small blind. Folds around to Switters who jams all in. I decided to make a fold here when up against committing most of my stack. You could argue for the call here and that this player would be opening a wide range, but I would much rather be raising in this position rather than calling, and ace 7 isn't that great of a hand to be calling with, especially when we would be committing over half the chip stack that we have. Next hand we're looking at is jack 7. We are on the button. Hockey Av is a pretty consistent player. Gotta update my HUD. This isn't even the right one. Still have the stats from the last table. It's not that important when on the hyper turbo anyway, although it would help a little bit to see how aggressive they were and where they would be stealing in certain spots. Now we got 6-4 offsuit. Going to be dropping this hand. I wonder if I even changed the HUD at all during this whole tournament, or just this final table. Probably just the final table I didn't. It's still collecting data. But, alright, we got pocket 7s in the hijack seat. Going to put in a min raise here. Folds around to the small blind. He's thinking about it, makes a fold. And we pick up the blinds and antes right there. One more revolution around the table. King 3 offsuit. Under the gun +1. Under the gun jams all in. We fold. You can see how important stealing and picking up blinds and antes are right now, with the biggest chip stack having about 10 revolutions around the table. And probably even less now with this, still about 10 revolutions around the table, even after the blind and ante increase. We are currently sitting at about 6 revolutions. Not bad. That gives us a chance to see a couple hands here. Got one more all in, and the king 10 doubles up against queen 9 offsuit. Let's get some eliminations. Ladder up in this tourney. Trying to get my stream going. I actually did get a stream up and running, which I will be doing much more of. Back to the tourney. Under the gun raise, we got 10 deuce offsuit. I will be folding that one. Now we got king 5 offsuit. If it folds around to us, I might try to make a steal here. Nope, we get a raise, and we're going to be dropping the king 5 offsuit. Right now, the payout would be $37. Ace deuce, putting in a steal, and calling an all in from the big blind if he decides to go all in. They both fold. One more revolution around the table there. Just got our blinds and antes back after going through the blinds. Now we get an all in from under the gun. A lot of times, players in that position are going to be jamming any 2 cards because they are about to hit the blinds and don't want to go through those very hefty blinds. So you kind of have to be aware of that. Now we have ace 3 suited, spades. This is a good spot to put in the steal again. Put in a min raise to 700,000, and the button goes all in for an additional $9,800. And we wind up hitting the straight on the river and knocking a player out. There was a good chance we were going to wind up splitting that hand, but I did hit the straight. Got pretty lucky there. Got a little pay increase as well. We're up to now $50 for the next player who gets knocked out. And we got an all-in again. Ace 10 against ace deuce. And the ace 10 doubles up again. Chip stacks are pretty even now. Blinds and antes are at 840,000. Our chip stack is at 7.7 million. And I believe we are currently sitting in first place. folds around to the cutoff, who makes a little bit larger than a min raise, and he picks up the blinds and antes, and he takes over the chip lead as well. Now we have queen 10. Must have got knocked out of another tourney. Had to resize the screen here. So it folds around to the button, who raises to 1 million chips, and we get a jam from the small blind. I think we can get rid of the queen 10 here, even though we're getting pretty good odds. I looked at it. I didn't want to commit that much of my stack. I probably could have. We would have wound up losing, but it would have been a good spot to get in. And we do know that this player will jam with ace 5 offsuit when raised into. Now we get a raise from under the gun. We are 6-handed. We have jack deuce suited, and we got a jam, and we have pocket queens against ace queen, and there's another knockout, down to 5 players. Up the pay ladder, now up to $68 for the next person who gets knocked out. Folding the 3-4 on the button, we get a limp from the small blind, and the big blind jams all in, playing that aggression card, and he picks up a pot right there pre-flop. 7 deuce suited is getting folded. Small blind jams all in. He's using that chip stack to his advantage. Jack 10 suited, going to open raise here. Oh, finally realized that the stats were off, and I'm fixing it. Took a little bit. Pick up one more revolution right there. Sitting second in chips. Queen 6 offsuit in the big blind. Folds to the small blind, who has been playing very aggressive, and he jams all in. Gotta get rid of the queen 6 here. Blinds and antes are up again. Now at 1 million flat, we have 7 revolutions. Under the gun, min raises. Going to get rid of the king 9 offsuit here. Click that auto fold button, and we get a call from the big blind, who commits himself. He probably should have just jammed all in. He jams all in post flop. We got jack deuce suited, and he hits his flush on the river and doubles up. Chip stacks are very even again. Now we got ace jack on the button, 7 revolutions around the table. I'm just putting in a min raise here, and it folds to the big blind, who has this very aggressive play and jams all in. I'm going to be calling here with ace jack. I think we're good against most of his range, and we are up against an ace 7, but he hits 2 7s on the flop, and we get knocked out of that tournament. We got it in with the best, you guys, and we just got unlucky there. That fucking sucks, but we played a really good tourney. We would have been sitting really, really pretty. I think we would have been 3 times the second place chip stack if we won that hand. Oh man, that was the worst. What are you gonna do though? You're gonna lose that one every once in a while. It's the worst when it happens on the final table. But we did finally make a final table in the OSS series, number 11 event. Hit that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on any of the upcoming action, including the live streaming, which I will be doing much more of in the near future. I will put the link to my Twitch channel as well in the video description, so head down there to check out the links to Twitch, America's Cardroom, and all the other poker products that I use. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. If you think I should have won that hand. I'm going to come out with another video later today on the cash games that I was playing during this session. And I'm going to head out to the virtual felt right now and try to secure a spot on that beast leaderboard so I can get entry into the PC satellite tourney. Until next time, you guys, I'll see you out on the virtual felt.